Laura Monserrati. Weekend weather on KTVE Region 10 News. Brought to you by Ignite 280 Herbicide and Fibermax Liberty Link Cotton. Ignite 280 smokes weeds, not cotton.
Good evening. I'm Peter Dotson. Coming up on KTVE Region 10 News at 10, coverage you can count on. A gunman opens fire in a Washington mall and wounds at least 6 people.
I'm KTVE Sports Director Chris Mykoski in Denton, Texas with the ULM football team. A full report on the Indians' big win is coming up under the Sunday Sports Spotlight.
Good evening, I'm Region 10 forecaster Laura Monserrati. Well, your Doppler radar showing a few spotty showers in the Arklamas area this evening. But what about your work week? Stay tuned to have the details straight ahead.
From Monroe, West Monroe to El Dorado and throughout Region 10, this is KTVE Region 10 News at 10. Coverage you can count on.
Thanks for joining us. A Monroe jury found a woman not guilty of murdering her husband. That is our top story tonight. Cassandra Pratt Newton was charged with a second-degree murder of her husband, Ivory Newton. He was killed in a fire at their home in 2003. The jury also found her innocent of an arson charge with the intent to defraud. Prosecutors alleged that the couple schemed to commit arson and collect insurance money, but the husband died in the process. However, the jury did convict the wife of obstruction of justice. The Assistant District Attorney of Ouachita Parish says she's considering filing a habitual offender bill against the wife. The next hearing date is set for December the 5th. Meanwhile, the search is on for 3 men after 4 bodies were found in a North Carolina townhouse. 6 men were shot at a home in the upscale neighborhood yesterday. The 2 who survived were seriously injured. Police say they don't have a motive, but neighbors who were interviewed by investigators say drugs may be to blame. Officials call it the worst crime they've seen in years. And violence also struck a Washington mall after a gunman wounded at least 6 people. Witnesses say the man was running through the mall while shooting at his victims. Police quickly locked down the mall while trying to contain the shooter inside the building.
People were running. Well, some people were, but for us it was kind of surreal. Right. We don't know what happened. And I'm tempted to ask you.
Some kind of shooting, some guy with an automatic weapon. He's still in there.
Oh,
What's your
God.
name, man?
All the hostages are out of the business. At this point, it looks like they're all fine. I don't have any details as to how all took place. That's what they're working on right now, but everybody's out of the building. Suspect's going to go in for questioning. Hostages are being talked to now to debrief on what happened.
1 person is listed in critical condition while no word has been released on the other victims. Well, in China, it was a lighthearted moment for the president as he tried to leave a press conference. After finishing up a question and answer section with reporters, the president walked to a large set of doors, but they wouldn't open. After pulling on both sides of the door, the president stepped back, looked at the cameras, and said that he was just trying to escape the reporters. Well, later in the day, the visit was a lot smoother as the president and the first lady attended a dinner hosted by the Chinese president. During his visit, Bush met with China's top leaders, calling on the communist giant to expand religious, political, and social freedoms. He also pressed the Asian nation to take steps to reduce its huge trade surplus and open its markets to American farmers and businesses. The event marked the end of the president's 2-day stop in Beijing, which was the centerpiece of a week-long tour of Asia. Well, here's proof that you're never too old for the law. A 75-year-old international jewel thief is again behind bars and is now reflecting on her career of crime. Doris Payne is described as a cunning woman who has been in the business of snatching high-end diamonds for more than 50 years. Police say that her arrest record is better measured in feet rather than pages.
The only time I have ever had just a disgusting feeling with myself was the piece that I'd taken in Palo Alto.
The woman once told a reporter it was never about the money gained from her heist, but was all about the thrill of the game. And there's more thrills to come on KTVE Region 10 News as we meet this week's special hometown hero. But first, forecaster Laura Monserrati has a weather preview from the area's only Doppler radar storm center. Hi, Laura.
Hi, Kedron. Well, if your city didn't get any rain today, then it was just a beautiful afternoon this afternoon. Mild temperatures and just beautiful skies out there. Overnight lows expected to be right around 40. A small chance of rain tomorrow afternoon, but I'll have more details coming up.
And we'll be right back. You're watching KTVE Region 10 News at 10. Coverage you can count on for Delhi, Grambling, and Hodge. As we do each Sunday night at 10, it's time to recognize a Region 10 man or woman who does something a little extra for the community. In this week's Hometown Hero Report, Region 10's Teresa LaBarbera introduces us to a group of dogs that delivers therapy to their patients.
Meet Rudy. He seems to be taking it easy and enjoying the attention, but he's actually working. Rudy is a therapy dog with the Paws organization.
16 therapy teams, and we take them around to local nursing homes.
The dogs also stop at hospitals and the Veterans Home and local libraries. And it's not just for a visit. These therapy dogs provide medical benefits.
Studies have shown that it lowers blood pressure, decreases the adrenaline levels that make people more stressed, just calming. When I get to the Alzheimer's ward and the patients are just sitting slumped over, just very lethargic, and we'll put their hand on the dog and their heads will come up and their faces will brighten up.
The animals involved in the therapy program go through extensive socialization drills and a 9-week program before they could wear a therapy vest like Hope. Believe it or not, each of the proud owners say the dogs know when it's time to work.
He sees his vest come down and his harness come down. He's happy. He's excited. He knows he's going to work. He can sense when someone has a bad day because he will spend extra time with that person. Or if they have an unusual problem, it's like they sense that and they spend extra time with those people.
The residents are all smiles when their four-legged friends come to visit.
God gave us the animals for our pleasure and our benefit. He put every animal here, and he said, now go and subdue the animals, and he meant for us to enjoy them.
This week's Hometown Heroes are the therapy dogs, who truly are man's best friend. In Monroe, Teresa LaBarbera reporting.
And if you know of someone who you believe is a hometown hero, let everyone else know about them by going to our website at region10.com and click on the Hometown Hero box. Then watch next Sunday night as we meet another Region 10 hometown hero. Well, up next, forecaster Laura Monterati will join us for a complete look at your work week weather forecast. Stay tuned. You're watching KTVE Region 10 News at 10, coverage you can count on for Richwood, Bastrop, and Simsboro. It's weather time, and forecaster Laura Monterati joins us. And Laura, it looks like some rain was in the Doppler radar, and it's in the area now.
Right, that's right. It's a long time coming for that rain. This area is nearly 20 inches below the average rainfall for this time of year. So let me tell you, any rain, we'll take it, especially in the Arklamas region. Let's take a look outside right now with your Singular Wireless City Cam 10. Across the Twin Cities, no rainfall as of right now. That could change. Looks like some showers and sprinkles are heading our way, but hey, you never know if that will fizzle out before it hits the Twin City area. But the good news is some people are seeing some of that very much needed rain around the area this Sunday evening. But it looks like tomorrow, very mild temperatures in the area, nothing to complain about whatsoever. You can see overnight lows right around 40, possibly some isolated showers expected tomorrow morning, but those will be very few and far between as far as the showers go into tomorrow. Looks like we're getting most of the rainfall this evening. So either way, we'll take whatever we can get as far as rainfall. Very dry in the area. Tomorrow, partly cloudy skies. Like I said, just a slight chance of some isolated thunder showers. Tomorrow afternoon looks like a high tomorrow in the upper end of the 50s and a nice breeze out there. Looks like 10 to 15 miles per hour, so you'll definitely notice that breeze outside tomorrow afternoon. But currently right now in Monroe and in El Dorado, looks like things are looking pretty good around the area. You can see mostly cloudy in Monroe, about 53 degrees with a slight breeze at about 6 miles per hour. In El Dorado, it's overcast with some of those showers already have been seen in Union County this evening. 48 degrees in El Dorado and calm winds. But let's take a look at current temperatures right now across the 5 states. You can see very, very mild. Definitely a beautiful Sunday evening across the 5 states. 52 degrees in Alexandria, 53 in Monroe, 48 in El Dorado, and right around 50 degrees in Jackson, Mississippi. So everyone pretty much enjoying these autumn temperatures that we haven't seen such erratic temperatures. Finally starting to look a little bit more on the average side. Today we topped out about 68 degrees compared to the average in the mid-60s, so right around average for today's high. Looks like the record was 83 back in 1933. It's a good thing we're not seeing that kind of heat this time of year. Today our low was 40, an average of about 44 degrees, and a record of 24 back in 1937. So we're finally back or right around average. We have not been average in quite some time. But here's a look at the rest of the country. Pretty much clear skies and calm weather around the rest of the country. It's right in the southeastern region that you can see lots of rainfall, pretty much just a chunk of rainfall across the southeast part of the country, and hopefully we can benefit from that rain. You can see lots of northeast Louisiana getting some rain, a lot of South Arkansas, and even parts of western Mississippi. But as far as tomorrow, very slight chance of some rain in the afternoon. Looks like our high will be in the upper end of the 50s. Mild weather tomorrow, lows right around 40 degrees. As far as your 7-day forecast goes, looks like the only chance that you're going to see for another sprinkles and showers will be next Sunday. So it looks like if you didn't get any today or tomorrow, Kedron, you're going to have to wait a whole 7 days until you might see some tomorrow. But like I said, very dry around the area. We're excited to have that rainfall.
All right. We'll hope those nice, cool fall temperatures will continue.
Right.
All right. Thank you, Laura. In your KTVE Region 10 health news, China is now fighting to contain the deadly bird flu, which is, by the way, the 5th country to report human cases of the illness. Now, in the past, China would have kept news of an outbreak a state secret. But as Charles Hetlock reports, Chinese leaders have learned a hard lesson about trying to hide a fast-moving disease.
It began with a handful of chickens that Feng Xiao discovered dead at his farm in northern China. Within hours, experts confirmed it was bird flu. A small army of men in protective suits converged on Feng's village. They destroyed his 3,800 chickens and then began slaughtering all his neighbors' birds. It was China's harsh way of heading off an epidemic in the days before President Bush's visit to Beijing.
I think China has learned its lesson.
Instead of hiding the incident, the secretive Chinese government did something it had never done before. They shared information, flying foreign reporters out to the scene. They even acknowledged China's first 3 human cases of bird flu, including a recovering 9-year-old boy whose sister died of the disease. It's a far cry from the way China handled the SARS crisis a few years ago, when communist leaders suppressed news of the outbreak, allowing the disease to spread rapidly to neighboring Hong Kong and around the world.
It's an absolute watershed moment.
Dr. Gabriel Lung of the University of Hong Kong has been tracking the disease and China's response to it. The government is undertaking a mammoth public effort to vaccinate hundreds of millions of birds, even as more poultry farms become infected.
The lesson was you can't keep an infectious disease under wraps, unlike perhaps other forms of news stories.
He says the bird flu is spreading faster than China's ability to cover it up. So Beijing is unusually open, so as not to be blamed for the next global pandemic. But the openness only goes so far.
You still have a huge bureaucracy. What they are more concerned about is, their jobs, the government officials. So it's still a very difficult situation to cover any news of bird flu in China today.
Back at Feng Xiao's farm, a glimpse at China's new bird flu battle plan. Act aggressively and tell the world. Charles Hadlock, NBC News, Hong Kong.
And now Region 10 sports anchor Matt Lincoln joins us. And Matt, the Saints are playing the champ, huh?
That's right. Saints and New England Patriots doing battle this afternoon. Saints trying to break a 5-game losing streak. Plus, we'll have Chris Mykowski's report from Denton, Texas after ULM's big win last night. That's all coming up. You're watching KTVE Region 10 News at 10. Coverage you can count on for Ruston, Sterlington, and Winsboro. Well, the losses keep mounting for the New Orleans Saints. After splitting their first 4, the Saints have dropped 5 straight. Many did not expect that streak to end today. Saints visiting the reigning Super Bowl champion Patriots. Pats jump up early. Tom Brady finds linebacker Mike Vrabel. 14-0 Pats. More fireworks for Brady's bunch. Brady this time up top to Andre Davis. 60-yard hookup, one of 3 TD passes for Brady. 21-7 New England. Saints, though, fight back later on. Aaron Brooks looking deep to Dante Stallworth. Dante peaking with 2 scores, but not enough. Saints lose 24-17. They've lost 6 straight. Also, one of the big upsets of the day, Ravens and Steelers, second quarter 3-all. Check out this catch by Grambling grad Randy Himes. That is some kind of fantastic grab one more time. Wow. Tied at 13 in overtime. Louisiana Tech grad Matt Stover from 41 yards out. Surprise Ravens win 16-13. Last night, ULM pulled out a thrilling and important win over North Texas. Chris Mykowski anchors our exclusive coverage of the big victory. Tonight, he shines a Sunday Sports Spotlight on ULM's 24-19 triumph.
Let's get it done, man. Let's go!
Entering Fouts Field, it was perfectly clear. Even with North Texas having a down season, the Sun Belt Championship runs through Denton.
That's why we're here, you know what I mean? Got to play big in big games.
After a pair of failed drives, ULM's offense started clicking near the end of the opening quarter. A 53-yard completion from Stephen Giles to Marty Humphrey brought the drive down to the North Texas 1. 2 plays later, Giles hit Joe Merritt to put ULM on the board first. The Indians would never lose that lead.
We made it, had a couple of big catches for touchdowns in there, and they were coming up and playing a lot of man coverage on us, and we knew we had to throw the ball to have a chance to beat them, and we threw and caught the ball pretty well at times.
North Texas inched back into the game, drawing to within 1 point late in the second quarter, but the Indians' defense stepped up when needed, registering big sacks and pulling down key interceptions to kill potentially game-changing drives.
I mean, we just blessed. We just thank God every time we have a close game. Like I said, we got to just keep pressing on when it's close. Just don't get discouraged, just keep believing. And like you said, I think we have been good at these close games.
With the task of beating North Texas out of the way, focus now shifts to the game against ULL. At the start of the year, the Tribe hoped to win the Sun Belt Conference and get to the New Orleans Bowl. A victory over the Cajuns would accomplish both of those goals.
It's right there now, we just got to go take it. It's one more game, and it's a lot of students last game, and they want that ring as well.
The stadium lights went dark for a post-game fireworks show. It was actually designed to celebrate UNT's homecoming, but instead capped off one of the brightest nights in ULM football history. In Denton, Texas, Chris Mykowski reporting.
Thanks, Chris. Orlando Early and the ULM Hoop Squad in action this afternoon against SMU. Early first half, pretty passing. Darian Bynum feeds the cutting Adrian Harper. ULM up 2 later in the first. Tony Hooper, the true freshman from Houston, cans the 3. Tribe wins by 7, 71-64.
The NASCAR Report is brought to you by Southern Quality Ford.
Final NASCAR race of the year. Tony Stewart, the points leader. Watch out. Just misses hitting Kyle Busch. However, Chasey Jimmy Johnson, not so lucky. Blows a tire. He was the only real shot to take Tony Stewart down today. So Stewart sews it up from there. He wins his second Cup championship. Greg Biffle wins the race and finishes second in the chase. This is the first weekend of duck season, and once again, we here at Region 10 will keep you in the know about how the season is going. And here's Jeff Simmons with the KTVE Simmons Sporting Goods Sparks Nissan Duck Update.
Hi, folks. We had another good day this morning. Cold, clear, just what a duck hunter's looking for. We had a lot of ducks working in the air. Seemed like everybody was out hunting. They had them stirred up good. We had mallards again, which we about got all our mallards, which was unusual. We're really proud of that. And got our teal and finished it out. Had some speckle bellies. Had almost a limit of specks. We needed one more. Heard a lot of shooting all out through the Maroons. Sounded like everybody was doing good. So hopefully, everybody's having good luck. If you got water, I know you're killing ducks, and that's what we got to have right now is the water because it's really dry.
Fishing game update calls for major times of 3:15 a.m. and 3:40 p.m. And LSU with a Miami loss yesterday moves up 1 spot to number 3 in the AP poll.
All right, thank you, Matt. Sure. And when we come back, we'll wrap up with a last look at your 7-day forecast. Stay tuned. You're watching KTVE Region 10 News at 10. Coverage you can count on for Oak Grove, Tallulah, and El Dorado.
Good evening, I'm Region 10 forecaster Laura Monterati. Well, some very much needed rain has finally arrived in the area. You can see your Doppler radar showing some spotty showers around the arc limit. But your 7-day forecast looks like your last chance for rain is going to be tomorrow, and that will be a very slight chance at that. Looks like your next chance will be next Sunday, so hopefully your area saw some rain this afternoon. Those temperatures very mild in the 60s and lower 70s, with lows in the 30s and 40s.
And your next look at Region 10 news and weather begins at 5 in the morning. Here are Rachel Gold and meteorologist Melissa Jones with a look ahead to Region 10 news today.
Be sure and wake up with us Monday morning for Region 10 News. Today, Renee Toll will join us in the KTVE Basic Your Best Buy kitchen.
And also, I'll have all the details on what you can expect as you head back out the door on Monday morning.
That's right here at 5 a.m.
And guys, starting tomorrow, we're going to start giving away tickets for Louisiana Tech's big game this weekend against Boise State. Bulldogs need to win their last 2 games to win the WAC. So it's a big game this weekend at Joe Iah Stadium.
That'll work.
Okay, are employees disqualified to win those tickets?
Well, I think we're going to have some sort of trivia, and so obviously that will be
Darn.
And that will do it for us tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Good night.
Hair care provided by Salon Couture.
Darn.